I want to first say welcome to Jazz for Dads on Father's Day. Unfortunately, we was also, all three of us, including my brother Gene, but all three of us was diagnosed with prostate cancer. But unfortunately, my brother Gene did not survive it. At the fourth stage, it was already out of the local area. So the thing I can say, my brother saved our lives.
And I'm proud to say that we launched our first citizen scientist program with the help of Jazz4PCA. But with nutrition, especially for prostate cancer, that's so close to my heart because we know that if I had to give really one piece of advice, one of the things I would always say as a nutritionist is to eat your phytochemicals. And you're probably wondering, well, what does that mean? Phytochemicals are just plant chemicals.
So I've been working with Ralph for probably over a decade now, right? And it's just been amazing, I think, the dedication that he has to the cause, because I'm only a physician, but at the end, in terms of reaching out to his friends and colleagues, Ralph has just been, I think, just incredible individual, and how he has grown the community behind him. I haven't studied prostate cancer since 1994. If you have a curable disease, doesn't it make sense if you have a way to detect it, that you should get the test done? If you were to take the national guidelines for prostate cancer screening, you're supposed to start at age 55. So if you were to follow the guidelines right now, for him, he would not have been. He would have been waited a couple more years, and again, possibly at that time presenting with metastases and cancer spreading to other part of the body, right? So I'm a strong proponent of somebody who's at a very high risk for prostate cancer getting screened starting at age 40. So someone like Paul, right? He's an African American gentleman. Also has grandfather and father with prostate cancer. I mean, it's a no-brainer in a way for someone to get his first PSA check at an early age. In my practice, the youngest patient I have seen with prostate cancer is 33 years old. If we really want to decrease disparity amongst the African American community and minority community, it's going to have to be the access issue and education. So I think that is why I feel so passionately about events like this what Ralph is putting together. Because information has got to get here.
So on this Father's Day, I want to thank my dad. I want to thank him for being an amazing dad, for introducing me to jazz, for introducing me to Alpha, and for introducing me to an awareness of prostate cancer, which is why I'm here today.
I thought tonight was absolutely phenomenal. I certainly want to appreciate the founders of this event, and that prostate cancer is a silent killer, and I'm a testimony and a witness in the power of early detection, not only for prostate cancer, but things like stomach cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer, all of those diseases Black people present with earlier.
It was very educational for people. I love that they had the doctor come and talk about prostate. I learned so much. I'm actually going to call my dad again after this and say, hey Dad, I think you need to, go get screened.
They are the anchors of the family, so we have to do what we must to preserve them, to keep them here so they live long and live healthy.
The awareness about prostate cancer was really beneficial.
It's important to get tested, especially if you have a history in your family. But even if you don't have the history, you hit that number, it's time to get tested.
That's right. I know that's right. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, it was very informative, and it was so worthwhile. It's something that we really need to do to spread the word, so that our people and our children get to know, about this, and so it's just a wonderful event, and we should, have more of them.
I'm a prostate cancer survivor myself, so this was near and dear to my heart, and it was nice to meet Ralph Stowe. I got an email, and it was very, very nice for somebody to open up about it, and we do need to talk more about and have conversations about prostate cancer, and not be ashamed of going to the doctor and telling people what's it all about.
And I think the atmosphere helps to, make it easier to talk about. That's the first thing, because the jazz is always great. It loosens everybody up anyway. The second thing is, I think our health is very important, right? And we have to focus on our own individual health. And we have to make sure that it's important to us, because it's also important to our family that we're still here.
It was fabulous. It always is fabulous. It's an event where you come and you learn. It's not just about having a good time and seeing old friends, but it's really about learning about what prostate cancer is. I unfortunately had the event of losing my dad to prostate cancer in 2010. So this event means the world to me.
Every show is emotional to me because James Stowe was my brother. And but I think that this is the best part, that we had a question and answer period from Dr. Kim. I think that was fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you for having me. Again, another wonderful, wonderful interview.
I felt it was something that really needed to be discussed and talked about, especially among African Americans, because they really don't talk about their health, especially men.
It's okay for us to have these discussions and be educated. It's like Dr. Kim said, we need to be informed in our communities. We may not have the resources, but it is our responsibility to be informed.
I met Ralph coming out of a restaurant in downtown New Brunswick, and he was telling us all about Jazz for Prostate. And this year, when my husband was diagnosed with prostate cancer, he went to see Dr. Kim. We thought about that conversation we had on the sidewalk with Ralph that day. And, thank God my husband's on the other side of it. And so I'm just happy to be here tonight.
Besides the camaraderie, I get a lot of feeling from the people who come to support Ralph and the group. And I love the music, but mainly to know that they are willing to take what they do and pay for men to go and get the exam to take care of themselves, because a lot of them can't afford it. Some don't think it's worth it, but the advice that they get from here gives them a better chance to grow and know and to transfer what they learn to somebody else.
I've been knowing Ralph for, oh my God, I don't want to tell my age, but since he was a little boy, his whole family, lived on the same block with us, and what he is doing is just amazing. But I'm not really surprised. I've known him all of his life. Yeah, he is a giver. The whole Stowe family is like that.
There's nothing better than to give back to your community, and Ralph is getting it done.
My father was diagnosed with prostate cancer. That's not what he died from, but he was in denial.
I know I'm going to stay on my husband a lot more than I have in the past. And it is important for us to come together for a cause like this. And in a beautiful, elegant jazz night. I mean, really? Listen, I am so proud to be here, to be a part of it.
Everybody knows a doctor. We all know a doctor. We may not like him, but we've got to sit down with him and say, Doctor, what do I do?
I just think it's just the most beautiful thing that Ralph and them are doing here. I mean, it's just so important. I mean, who do I know? Well, because it affects us, we just don't know. And we don't want to go to the doctor ever. Oh, I can tell you about it. That's I think my family, my father would never go. He got to be dying to go to the doctor, and I'm very slow to go too. Oh, I'm fine. But for this one thing, this is just very important. I mean, if you're not doing anything else, if you're not going every year for your checkup or whatever, just pay attention to this thing.
Thank you so much for just being here, just being a part of this experience.
It's my pleasure and my honor.